I'm getting old, folks, and chances are, if you're still playing RuneScape, you are too. Now, due to the caveats of being alive, I don't have time to grind the high scores, level up cool account builds, or, God forbid, be an Iron Man. So instead, we are slowly creeping towards a maxed and fully geared main account. Welcome to Middle-Aged Maxing. Hello, 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 and good evening, morning, noon, night, I don't know. I don't know where you're at. I'm not your dad. But, this will be coming out probably, just after Christmas? Yeah, Tuesday the 26th. So happy Kwanzaa and Hanukkah and Christmas and Hakwanzaa and all that good shit. But, I look back on my clips and I realize I don't have much. I'm not really playing much RuneScape right now. It's mostly spent time with family, and thought to myself, I don't really want to miss another Tuesday, and I didn't miss last Tuesday, but it was only like 4 minutes long compared to the usual 15 to 20. I thought, what's an actual good thing that people like to enjoy that isn't going to require several hundred hours of grinding? And I thought, well, fucking Dodoy, end of the year wrap-ups. Out of all my years playing RuneScape, this is by far the most profitable, most growth, most whatever the fuck you want to call it, the most gains. Holy hell, at the start of this year, I didn't even have a 99, let alone the bank value that I do now. And so I thought maybe it'd be a fun time to stop and reflect and give thanks for all the gains that we've gotten, right? So before I open this bank up, I want you guys to take a guess, think back to where he was a little bit ago. For those of you who saw my very first video, and that was only uploaded halfway through this year, you'll probably know that my bank value was not terribly big, just based off of the gear that I was wearing. But at the start of this year, and I remember vividly, I had a 200 mil bank. Take a deep breath and think, how much progress has Fritos really made in 1 year's worth of time? Well, I'm close to 4 bill now. I'm at 3.7 bill. And holy shit, has it been a bit of a trip. I mean, yeah, we'll come in here and cover the bank developments and everything that we've gained and go through the tabs and all that stuff. But, yeah, holy hell. 200 mil to almost 4 bill year of 2023. I think that's insane, right? And on top of that, a bunch of 99s. So I'd just like to go back through and reminisce a little if you're interested. Yeah, so before we do that, drop a comment down below. What was your gains like this year? What was your big accomplishment, your massive drop, your, favorite memory, whatever? Tell me. I love to hear it. Love Christmas, and I love you. All right, so without further ado, we started the year off with a little bit of Nex. I don't know if you guys are super well versed in this, or if you know anything about it. My first couple of videos were Nex related. I actually have a pretty good log on Nex, but not from actually doing the boss. It's 7,281 kills, and I made a lot of good friends in the mass worlds. What I'd wind up doing, and you can crucify me in the comments below if you want, but, I have a day job. I would put a Fang on. I would put on my best defense against Nex, which at the time was Carol's. I would sit in the corner and I would spec one of the minions so that I got enough points for contribution, and then I'd go AFK. And it was completely self-sustaining. There was enough supply drops that you could sit there, and I think there was like 8 drops that were stackable that were worth picking up. Probably like Runite Ore and Blood Runes and Soul Runes and that kind of stuff. But then, of course, she drops a bunch of supplies, too, and in the mass worlds, you don't really have to worry about it. And as you can tell, this is what jump-started my account, 2 Torval Full Helms and the Hillhorn was plenty of money to, at the time. I got Bofa, I got Voidwaker, I got, Blood Fury and Torture, the best jewelry and all that shit. It was... I don't condone necessarily leeching, right? Like I said, you can crucify me in the comments if you want. It is a little bit of a scummy thing to do. But in the mass worlds, you've got 25 bots killing the boss for you anyway. So if you want to tag along and hang out, I mean, there's no reason not to, right? But yeah, across 7,281 kills, I wonder... In fact, let me take a look here. I was going to look and see if I could pull up the the actual loot tracker for next, but not quite so lucky. Obviously, the big drops were the main source of income, but you do get a good amount of passive income just sitting there each day. I think I'd walk away with maybe 5 mil at the end of an 8-hour work shift. So if you're working from home and have a questionable moral compass, leeching is a great way to start building your account. Moving over to the, to the skills. What did I do with this acquired money? I kind of said already, I bought BOFA, which was huge for rating. I bought, the not the best in slot gear, of course, but a good amount of shit to get myself geared up and ready to go. But, I'm sure a lot of you know the math. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But stats will always be better than gear. Always. Always and forever. Always better than gear. And so the first 99 that I got this year was prayer. I have a video up there. It's like 50-second shit post. It's not even a short. Just saying the best way to train prayer is use the bones on an altar, it's true. And that's what I did for probably 10 to 15 hours. I remember vividly, I was talking to my wife. I was like, I think it's time I actually get a max stat in RuneScape. It's not going to be a pretty one, but it's going to be a max stat. Because, I've got all this excess cash. Once you hit that middle game, it's kind of weird. You don't get to buy full Torva, because that's over a bill. But there's no upgrades for you, Fang is 30 mil. You've already got that. What the fuck do you need anything else for? And so you get to a point in the middle game where you have a good chunk of change, and the best thing you can do is buy your 99s. So yeah, my first one was 99 prayer, 99 prayer. And then immediately after, to no one's surprise, I splashed 99 range and 99 mage bursted, chinned, you know what I mean. I went to the Maniacal Monkey's cave, the Monkey Madness 2 cave, and I bursted that shit and very, very quickly hit max combat. I didn't quite hit max combat there. We'll get over to when I hit 99 defense, but yeah, I got pretty high stats. And then the other thing that I bought, of course, was 99 construction. No reason not to, with a huge amount. And, I didn't realize how much I'd be using the construction cape, but holy hell, it's super handy. I didn't even realize that it had these teleports to the house portals. You can teleport outside of them. And, you don't really realize how useful that shit is until you're actually using it, especially with like star mining, which is another huge progress update for this account. It's so handy. I already had the max rejuve in there and the fairy rings, but being able to put the wilderness obelisk in and the fairy tree and the portal nexus, it's such a huge quality of life. If you have extra change, just do it. If you're a main account and have the money, get 99 construction. Highly recommended. The next couple of ones, if you've been following this series, you know what happened. Bought 99 crafting, 99 smithing, 99 herb lore, 99 farming was passive. It was, they're all buyable skills, so may as well do it. I'm saving 99 cooking for the last. I think that would be funny. Easiest skill. It's the one everyone gets 99 in right away. I figure I'd do that one last. But yeah, anything buyable is pretty much done. I did do fletching, and this was double scummy. I double dipped. I went back to Nex for more money, and wound up getting, I think, my dupe Nexling there, which is, I guess that's kind of punishment for it, but I crafted 99, or I got 99 fletching from doing amethyst arrows while doing Nex. I would spec and at this point I had a Void Waker too. I'd use a Void Waker to spec one of the minions, get contribution, and then just sit there and fletch the entire time while watching TV or doing work. It was a good time. The other massive achievement, as I kind of alluded to earlier, was 99 in all combats, hitting total level 126.1. And let me tell you folks, I honestly didn't expect it to happen. I don't even remember how I started doing TOA. I really don't remember. I just remember, being told that the easiest one to solo is TOA, and I had already done, I think, about 50. I think I did my 50 entry modes to get, the crystals and the thread and the combat achievements done. And I thought, it's time to keep pushing. let's fucking do it. And for those of you who have seen the first like long form video that I uploaded, you kind of know what happened. This is where my account took a massive jump start. I mean, holy shit, it was, I have it on screen now, it was either a 210 or a 260 solo. Got the purple, and I milked it. I fully expected a light bearer, as you do. I clicked the casket, and then I went to take a shit. That video is the first thing on my channel page if you go to my YouTube channel. Just watching the first minute and a half worth of reaction is definitely worth it. But yeah, I got a normal mode Tumikin Shadow on this account, and that's where things got wildly out of control as far as combat is concerned, and as far as money is concerned. At that point, there's no reason not to, so I stuck my ass in TOA, and I stayed there. There's a good buddy who was in the clan with me at the time, who saw that I got the drop. We were laughing our ass off, and he said, you need to sell everything right now. You need to buy full Ancestral, and if you don't have the runes for it, I will buy you an Accursed Scepter and fully charge your staff. And that's what he did. I was barely able to squeak out full Ancestral while keeping my melee and range switches. Got max mage, and I honestly do not regret it. I'm very, very thankful that that buddy said something when he did, because I had fully anticipated, like, I've wanted a T-bow for fucking ages. I fully anticipated selling it, using extra change to buy a T-bow, and using T-bow to like get 99 Slayer and do all these other bosses and shit, because Shadow to me, it's just like, it's a lot of money per cast. With an accumulator, you barely spend any gold on using a T-bow. It just seemed, in my head, to be better to grab a T-bow. And I'm glad he talked me out of it, because the very next thing that happened for this account was the Desert Treasure 2 bosses came out. And obviously, Tumikin's inside of Tombs of Amascut is insane. I eventually worked my way up to 300s, and eventually 350s is what I do on my solo runs now. And very soon 400s. I think I'll be doing 400s to 410 solos as soon as I, get a little bit more time on my hands to get comfortable with it. But the DT2 bosses came out, and, well, I think I have the video out there, but within 2 or 3 days of Whisperer coming out, thanks to the fact that I had max mage, I was able to go insanely autistic with this boss. Like, I remember talking to my wife, and I was like, hey, I need to be really degenerate for a couple of days straight. This new quest came out. It's a really big deal in RuneScape. And there's a lot of bosses and a lot of money to be made. Like I said, I predict these rings are going to go down to like dirt cheap, relatively speaking, pretty quickly. And I kind of need to bust this out. And she said, yeah, no problem. Go for it. Go be a disgusting animal, and best of luck. And I said, love you. Bye. And within 2.5 days, I had my Bellator Visage. I sold it for videos on my channel. I want to say it was anywhere from 400 to 500 mil that I sold it for. And obviously that's a huge chunk of change. And that was all within like a month of each other, from getting Tumikin's Shadow to Bellator Visage back to back, or not back to back, but within a month of each other. I mean, that's 2 bill added on top of the next drops, which got me up to like a 1 bill bank, and now we're here at the 3 bill. This is where it was at, and I was able to buy a pretty healthy amount of shit. As far as gold is concerned, at that point, there's really not a whole lot else that I did besides continue to run TOA. As you see here, the log definitely got fleshed out. I think I showed the log in the original video, but I had pretty much nothing besides a ward, a ring, and a Tumikin Shadow, I want to say. So almost all of these drops are solo as well, so 100 mil here, 250 mil here. That's kind of where I fleshed out the last 1 bill of the bank, or 700 mil of the bank. And this is kind of where it's left me. I'm by no means a maxed account or anything like that. I do not have max everything, but I'm sitting in a pretty good situation. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop in here and take a peek. Did a lot of Calphite Queen. Kinda really want the pet. A good buddy of mine in real life has wanted the pet for ages, and I think it would be kind of funny to snag the pet before him, so I could send him a Snapchat and be like, whoops, sorry buddy, I know you've wanted it for years and years and years, but I have max mage and can kill Cowfight Queen in under 30 seconds. Sorry, champ. But yeah, pretty standard setup here. You'll see that there's a lot of scarcity with some of the, like boots or no max jewelry. And that's because right before League started, and when I say right before, I mean like a day before League started, I liquidated everything and got myself my T-bow. So I have best in slot range weapon and best in slot magic weapon, which is huge, obviously. Or on top of the best in slot magic weapon, I have the best in slot magic gear to go with it. Slowly working my way towards range, but melee, the difference between Bandos and D-Boots versus Torba and Primaze is pretty negligible, so it's not really high on my priority list to get that back up. Pretty much everything else that you see here, though, has been the accumulation of slow buying back. You can even see that I've still got some placeholders here of shit that I had to get rid of. Rest in peace, my little Void Waker. I'm glad I sold it when I did. The blog post about rebalancing it has knocked it from like 170 mil down to 92 mil. In fact, I want to check it now. I want to check it at the time of recording here. Holy shit, it's down to 87 mil now. That poor thing. It's kind of a controversial nerf in my opinion. I don't know how I feel about it. I've heard a lot of different opinions, but that's not what this video is about. I really hope they leave the Void Waker be. I'll just say that. We can see the Berserker ring. Obviously, you don't really need that anymore. The Primies, the SGS, oh, that was another thing I forgot to say. With the Desert Treasure 2 bosses, and you probably saw this before, Leviathan was green-logged because holy shit, I felt obligated to put the axe together because I had gotten the Siren Staff right away, like way before the drop rate should have happened. I got 2 other pieces on I don't even think I went dry. I think I maybe went a smidge dry on Duke, but other than that, it was fine. And I said, fuck it. The axe was like 700 mil at that time, and I said, let's just go get the Leviathan's lure and put it together. By the time I actually got the lure, as you can see from the, way too dry rate, I had gotten pet and the axe had dropped down to like 200 mil. Totally not worth it. Huge pain in the ass. But since I had the fucking thing, I thought I may as well use it. Wound up using it pretty frequently, I think for maybe like 3 or 4 Cerberus tasks, but realized pretty quickly Fang is just more AFK. You don't have to manage your health. Soul Reaper was a great idea, but for someone whose series title is middle-aged maxing, I'm not really trying to get super sweaty with Slayer tasks. So away it went. Sold my Dragon Warhammer and my BGS in lieu of a Bone Dagger, Poison Plus and a Curse Scepter, of course, for TOA. But pretty much everything else is either best in slot weaponry or prayer bonus / untradeable stuff, and it's been pretty good. Nothing really to say in here. I wound up getting a ton of Granite Dust this year. I really liked Grotesque Guardians. I think it's a pretty fun boss, and I really want the pet, so I wound up with like 15,000 Granite Dust, and I'm finally just getting through those Granite Cannonballs now, back to regular Cannonballs. Rune Tab, again, nothing really to say here. I do have the full Raiments of the Eye that I got this year, and obviously the Abyssal Needle as well. I gotta say, I think I went from maybe like 50 rune crafting up to 86, which isn't super impressive, but I fully intend on getting that to 99 in the next year. I mean, obviously I want to max the account in the next year, hopefully, but for sure rune crafting, because this Pure Essence that you see here is 99 rune crafting through doing nothing but Astrals. I found Astrals to be far more enjoyable than Blood. I think the reason is because you can just stop mining the essence at the Blood Altar. You know what I mean? It's like Redwoods. I don't want to click on something, look away, and have the chance of me getting stopped immediately. I think it's kind of frustrating. Just click on something expecting to come back to like 15 essence, and you'll come back to 1 because your character stopped immediately when you got it to leave. The nice thing about astrals is there's like 60 seconds of AFK time. If you angle your camera right, you teleport to your house, teleport to Lunar Isle, get the essence out of your bank, and then you click on the altar and you go AFK. It's not, you can't walk away for as long as some other training methods, but I like the consistency in knowing that I'm going to have exactly this much time to be AFK. Makes planning shit a little bit easier. So, anywho, kind of a side tangent there, but there's the rune stuff. Plan to have about 100 mil worth of astrals sometime soon. We got Kramjigov's 4. We got Fremnik Boots 4. And I think we've had Fally 4 for a while now. But we're slowly working our way through the achievement diaries. I think like 4 videos ago I said I would do the Wilderness Hard, and I did do the bosses, but I forgot to do everything else. So Wilderness Hard is basically done. I just need to get off my ass and go do it. Other than that, we've only got a couple of elites left. It looks like Ardone, Kandarin, Mortania, Varric, provinces, and then Wilderness, of course. None of which are super difficult. It just requires kind of high fishing levels and other stuff. Here's the loot tab. This is just Slayer and TOA shit. There's nothing interesting in here. I will say, I forgot to include it in the video with the Calphite Queen. My last KQ task, 2 Dragon Chain Bodies and 3 DH, Dragon 2Hs. Fucking insane for 150 kills of that Queen, but whatever. The skilling tab, this is where I had all my adamant ore, or my adamant bars and my planks and whatnot. It's kind of become a clusterfuck at this point. But the big thing to note in here is my banked 99 cooking, which will eventually get used. Gommel's hilts and my dark flippers, because I am doing for hunter and for fishing, which are not very high at this point. I do plan on doing drift net pretty much to 99 or close to. If I need another AFK skill once I'm done with mining here, I'll probably do barbarian fishing for AFK. I'm not sure how that is. I've done it a little bit. If you're a fan of it, let me know. I'm really not trying to do super intense stuff. I just know that, hunter, there is pretty much no AFK methods, so may as well knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. That being said, next year, Hunter Guild, no idea what that's going to look like. If you have any suggestions for these 2 skills, because I absolutely loathe them, please let me know. A little bit of lumberjacking in here. This is for forestry. Nothing really huge to say, except we have the funny hat along with the lumberjack stuff. Yeah, a lot of U-logs. Holy shit, that's a lot of U-logs. Oh, that's because that goes in the final tab. Real quick, I did skip over the dust here. I haven't used any of my Stardust aside from recoloring the Prospector's outfit. So we're sitting at roughly 7 mil. I do plan to do a video in the future once I hit 99 mining, which we are creeping up on. And I'm going to buy gem bags. I'm Mama didn't raise no bitch. We're going to go ahead and get that stack of 50 onyxes or whatever it is. Be the 3rd person in the game to be confirmed to have that. And we'll go ahead and gamble, maybe on stream, but for sure we'll have it in a video. And then my final tab is the Stinky Sock, and then everything that I've gotten from Mole. I said in a couple of videos ago, and honestly this isn't that impressive of a Mole tab, but I really like it when they add the Santa hats to the pets and to the bosses. I think it's super cute. So, decided to go after the Mole, even though I already had the Kraken. I think Mole looks extra cute, and so I decided to go and do that. I think I've gotten 500 kills, I want to say. I'm creeping up on 1,000, so 500, 600 kills this session. And we're going to keep going until I get the pet, I think. And eventually we'll do a huge bird house, or bird, what's it called? Bird seed? Bird box? Bird box. Whatever it's called. We're gonna exchange all these parts. That's pretty much it. I mean, we went through the big tab, which is the gear. Sorry about the mess, too. I'm sure a lot of people are very frustrated with how disgusting this looks. I do plan to organize it, but with the fact that I keep selling, at least I was selling so much gear to try and buy new stuff. At this point, there's not really a whole lot of new stuff that I'm going to buy and then have to sell again. So hopefully throughout the next year, we're fleshing shit out and just leaving it be. But that's pretty much everything. Again, happy holidays. It's a great time of the year. I hope everyone's family and friends are doing well. If you have any suggestions on training things to 99 in the next year, please let me know. I really hope to hit at least 2,200, which I'm sure I will. If not, 2277 before sailing comes out and takes my max cape away again. Anywho, likes, subscribes, all that bullshit. Love y'all. Bye-bye.